And I'm Jesse Hurlbert.
Welcome to Arthropod Adventures. Season 4, Episode 2, The
Crossed Arachnid. Today's arthropod can be found in her web, maybe even on the side of your house. She's got a big old abdomen and a special marking on it. What would we say, Charlie?
You guess what that is? Word of the
Crossed orb.
beetle.
Not beetle, weaver. Weaver, because today we're talking about a spider. Yeah. The cross orb weaver. Now, this species originated in Europe, but can now be found all throughout North America. And one that we have seen a lot in our yard. And in my opinion, it's a very showy spider, Char. The scientific name for today's spider is Araneus. Want to try it? Diadematus. And the genus Araneus comes from the Latin word for spider, which is, for obvious reasons, very fitting. And the genus was first described by Carl Alexander Clerk in 1757. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? And the genus now has over 500 orb weavers in it. Yeah. And the species name, Diadematus, comes from the Latin word meaning crown, which is fitting because it also takes meaning from a Greek word meaning wreath-shaped headdress. And then all the names come from the fact that people think the abdominal markings on this spider kind of looks like a crown like a king would wear. We'll talk more about that. And it's also where it gets one of its common names, the cross orb weaver, because people think that the markings on the abdomen kind of looks like a cross. Charlie, you want to try this one?
One of the
Cool
cool
features
of this species is that they can
come
out in a
bunch of different
colors.
Yeah. Now, Charlie, I always try to make the research I do and put it in my own words. And the physical descriptions of arthropods is always a little bit challenging. But when I find a resource that knocks it out of the park, I have to share it with them. And the article from Penn State does a tremendous job at explaining this. The author was Steve Jacobs. And picture looking at the spider with its head facing down. Okay? Ready for this description, Char?
Yeah.
In females, their abdomen is larger and rounder than males. And I think it's a little more egg-shaped, but with a much stronger taper at the top. And I quote here, with two wavy or scalloped longitudinal lines, there are several white or yellow spots within and around the folium. 4 elongated spots appear towards the anterior end of the abdomen, creating what appears to be a cross. End quote. I literally could not have said it better because I tried and I failed. Now, I will say that since this spider can come in so many different colors that you can see the cross shape much better on some other spiders versus others. Go ahead, Jar.
The
colors
of this species
range
from yellow and brown to
sometimes
much
darker
brown or orange, which
leads
to on one of its
other
nicknames, the pumpkin
spider. Yeah, right. It's kind of because when they turn like sometimes they're the little darker orange, and it kind of just look like a mini pumpkin with some legs sticking out of it. Now, the legs of this spider are striped with similar colors to the rest of the body, depending on which one we're talking about, and are covered with distinctive hairs, which to me kind of, if you look at it up close, it kind of looks like a cactus. And I'm going to dive into a little deeper into the legs here because the research gave some really good insight into it, specifically from the Animal Diversity article about the cross orb weaver, written by Veronica Goodines. I apologize if I said your name incorrectly. They explained that the legs, and I quote, each leg has 7 segments, a coxa and a trochanter, which are both short, a long femur, and a knee-like patella, a slender tibia and metatarsus, and finally a tarsus with 3 claws, end quote. Now, Charlie, this led me down quite a rabbit hole because spider leg anatomy, meaning like the different parts of the spider leg, had never really occurred to me before, had never been on my radar. But I needed to know more after hearing this. So I came across a LinkedIn post, ironically enough, from a human named Zia A, and she posted this wonderful illustration of this cross orb weaver, and it's here where I learned so much more. So the coxa, Charlie, is the part that attaches the leg of the spider to the cephalothorax, okay? That's like what we think about as like the head of the spider. And off of that part, the coxa, comes the trochanter. And from there is where you'll find the same body parts that we have, Charlie. Right? Crazy. Like we have tarsals and metatarsals and all that stuff and tibias. You have a tibia. That's part of your leg. And the spider has a tibia. So a huge shout out to whoever Zia is for this incredible work. And if people want to go see that picture, they should go check out our show notes. Right? Because you'll see her picture, or their pictures there. Yeah. Now, Charlie, mating is a cautious act for the males of this species, as they do not want to be seen as a food item, which means the girls will sometimes eat the boy ones.
Yeah, and also we went to a festival and we learned that boy birds are colorful.
Right? That's another example. Boy birds are the colorful ones. That's another example of being sexually dimorphic, which we've talked about on the podcast before. Which, in this case, is another part of what makes spiders unique.
Yeah. Because
the males are usually a lot smaller and a lot more deflated abdomens because they're sexually dimorphic. Yeah. And another great description, I learned so much about the mating process of these spiders. The male takes his genetic materials and transfers them to his palps, or pedipalps, and these are the small parts, Char, near the mouth of the spider. And they're used for a variety of things, from sensing, and in some species of males, they're used for the transfer of their genes. Now, the males must approach and then successfully mate with the female by getting his genetic material into the epigenome. Yeah, Papa should learn these words better, but
yeah, but that says which.
It does say which. Yeah, go ahead. Which
they
lead
to
reproductive. Yeah, tract. That's where she'll make the babies. And I also want to remind everybody, again, like we just talked about, there is a huge size difference in a lot of these spiders, specifically this one. Now, the female will only mate once, but the male may get the chance to do it again if he survives. The female will lay her egg sac towards the end of the warm season, which unfortunately, Charlie, will also be the end of her life. Yeah. She is going to die. She will not survive the winter, but her eggs will overwinter and hatch when the warmth returns again in the spring.
Because we have an egg in our castle, it's not even hatching.
Yeah, it didn't hatch. Yeah, it was from last 2 years ago, and it didn't hatch this past spring. It didn't hatch. I was very sad. It was a beautiful grass spider.
And it would not hatch.
Yeah. So, you want to try this one?
Yeah.
Her
eggs will be
layered
in a
protective
colony.
Cocoon,
like a...
Yeah, kind of.
Made of her webs and the...
Okay, now I'm going to do this part. The Animal Diversity article written by Veronica gave a beautiful description here, and I quote, "The first layer is molded by her abdominal movements into a disc." So picture, like, put your hand out, Jar. Picture like the spider spins a web of a disc. It kind of looks like a dinner plate, but just really small. And this is known as the basal plate or basal plate. Then she crawls underneath it and continues to turn around in circles, spinning the cylindrical walls. The palps are held in contact with one side of the wall, while spinnerets are placed at the opposite wall. After about 2 hours, the cylindrical walls grow to 5 millimeters in height. End quote. So I picture this almost, for our older listeners, I like to picture Patrick Swayze here, thinking about the movie Ghost. Charlie, you've never seen that movie, but picture like a clay potter spinning a wheel, making like a bowl or something like that. It will happen, yes. So she'll then continue finishing her egg sac, making sure everything is secure and ready for when she passes, which will happen in a few days. Now, it's truly a beautiful spider, right, Charlie?
So, the next time you
think
you see an
orb
weeder when you're out thinking,
take
a good look at the spiders who make it, and if you
happen
to see the
cross
make
markings
on here,
then you know you have found the cross orb weaver, our arthropod for today, right? What do you want to say anything else before we end the episode?
Becky Beyonce.
There we go. Always gotta have one of those every episode, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. We always tell people, if they want to check us out, they can find our Instagram, arthropod underscore
adventures podcast.
There we go, right? And
I was gonna say it wrong, but
then you said it right. And people can always, if they want to request an episode, they could do that, and they can give us a review, right? We can be found on Apple or Spotify. Please leave us a review, right?
Yeah.
All right. So thank you.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode, right, Charlie?
Yeah.
If you have an arthropod you would love to hear about, want to tell us what you think about the show, or found one of our mistakes, send us an email at arthropodadventurespodcast@gmail.com. And you can find us on Instagram at arthropod underscore adventures underscore podcast, and follow us there. And thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Never stop learning. Show your show notes and never stop learning.
Stay inquisitive.
And never stop learning.
And always check out the show notes. You're right.